We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing.
Welcome to GABbin
Gabbing
with Gracie.
and Heather.
I was running so late that I did not come up with a drink, so I just have a Waterloo lemon lime seltzer that I'm drinking tonight, and it's delicious. It's so refreshing in the heat.
Oh, that's good. Meanwhile, I am having my Jose Cuervo Margarita.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Ooh. I usually get the strawberry one, but this time Corey got the classic one.
Delicious. Well, we are leaping back in tonight, and we're going to be laser focused on Supernatural. We are on season 5, and we're going to start with episode 11 and see how far we get. So episode 11 is Sam Interrupted. So shout out to the book and movie Girl Interrupted. And the summary is a former hunter named Martin, who is currently institutionalized, calls Sam and Dean for help investigating a case in the mental hospital he's in. The brothers get themselves admitted as to check out the mysterious monster that is attacking the patient, but their incarceration is both to the breaking point as they unleash their inner demons against each other. And I just want to say, before I forget, they mention Albuquerque again, and I really want to know what happened in Albuquerque.
You're really good at remembering these things because I do not.
Well, Albuquerque was going back to Bella because Bella mentioned that like Bobby or something helped her out in Albuquerque. And Sam and Dean even say to Martin, they go, "We know what happened in Albuquerque," because it was something that was so messed up that Martin stopped hunting and checked himself into a mental hospital.
I have to say that is just the writers writing. I don't think it means anything.
You think they're fucking with us?
I totally do. Well, fucking with you because I never remember.
Yeah, I have no recollection. If they do explain it, somebody when they're listening to this is going to be like, these fools. They're totally forgetting something really major.
Something really major in like season 14.
Yeah.
That's what.
Because also, this is season 5. This was supposed to be the ending of the storyline.
Yes, seemingly.
So,
okay,
how
about this?
Season left.
Yes. I was just about to say what I think you're about to say.
That we might find out?
Yes.
Maybe it's at the end?
Yes.
Oof. All right, I hope so.
Okay.
Otherwise, we got to add it to our list.
Oh, God.
What the fuck happened in Albuquerque? But I don't know what you liked about this episode, but I thought it was hilarious that they basically just told the truth to the hospital. And they were like, not only do we want Sam, but we think it would be a good idea if you both stayed here.
Yes, and they fit right in.
Yeah.
And this is with John Greiss. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing his last name. The man has been everywhere. And is this like the first time we've seen him on this show?
Is that the guy that plays Martin?
Yes. He's in White Lotus.
It's the first time that we've seen him in Supernatural.
He's just so everywhere.
Yeah.
That I feel as though we've seen him on this show before. He just has that face. And he never, ever, and I've said this before, because he was in Monster Squad, the guy does not age. Like, he's always looked old, essentially.
You're having me second question myself, but there's no way that we saw him unless it was in some kind of flashback, because if he stopped hunting and checked himself into the hospital after Albuquerque, that would have been like before the show started. I'm assuming.
He was on for 2 episodes.
He was on for 2 episodes?
Yeah, let me see which episodes they were.
I'm assuming it's an upcoming episode.
Oh, yeah. It's an upcoming episode.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and he plays the same character.
All right. So maybe he gets out of the hospital. We'll have to wait and see.
How is this possible? It says, I guess it's possible. Like, this episode was from 2010. The next one is 2012, but it's season 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whatever. All right.
But yeah, I also found it interesting that, and like very accurate, that the doctor like separates Sam and Dean into different groups because he said that they're dangerously codependent.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong at all.
He's not wrong at all. No way,
The doctor actually has some really good insight because he also tells like talks to Sam about how like it's not that he like try to attack him or like all the things that he's saying, it was like the rage that comes out in Sam. Like he goes from like 0 to 1,000. Like he's got some like major. He's not like he doesn't come across as like an angry person, but he's got some like underlying like anger issues that pop out like all of a sudden.
Needs to be talked about.
Yeah. And so don't we all have stuff like that going on where there's stuff under the like water that you can't really see and then it like pops off. But yeah, so I mean it ends up being a rat. Martin figures it out. They get it.
It was, I think, a pretty, straightforward episode.
Yeah, it was straightforward. I mean, there were some funny things like Dean puts his pants down and goes pudding, but like
and I enjoyed the girl who like goes up to Sam and then goes up to Dean.
Well, both of them.
And kisses him, right?
Yeah, because
he
kisses Dean first.
Yeah, and here she comes, and Dean thinks he's gonna get a nice big one.
He thinks it's hot shit.
Nope, not you. She wants Sam because he's taller?
He's bigger. She says he's bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this episode is a lot about like mental health and your inner demons and stuff like that, because the Wraith ends up using like their own shit that they got going on against them and kind of like makes them feel like they're going crazy because they're starting to like hallucinate and like issues are coming up with both of them. Did you have anything else to say?
Looking to see if I recognize anybody else, but it's just a lot of people. That starred in different shows. They're like
one-off type things.
Yeah, or I mean, there is this Lara Gilbert who starred in Defying Gravity, and where's the other one that I saw? Shoot. Oh well.
Oh, I forgot to mention the mental hospital is located in Ketchum, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right. That's a name that I remember because there's a advertising agency with that name. Like,
interesting.
Yeah. The guy who played the doctor has starred in a lot of things. The one recently is Riverdale as Francis Pont and Dr. Frederick Weathers. So he played two characters. And
all right, he did look familiar.
Yeah, he did. The person doesn't have much going on here. And I think that's it.
The only thing else that I wanted to note was at the end, Sam wants to kind of like embrace the fact that like they have these issues and that like they're not doing well and stuff like that. And Dean is like, no, you have to bury everything, and that's how you through this situation. Because like if you don't do that, you're gonna end up like Martin. Like we cannot function. I'm kind of like speaking for myself right now, like that Dean doesn't actually say this, but like I think what he's saying is that with the world of hunting, you can't function on the same level as like the normal like non-hunting world that don't know about what's going on. Yeah. Like you can't process things the same way. Like you have to just like kind of bury it and go on, because you're not going to be able to survive that way.
Right.
Which goes back to like, and the Dean's doctor talks about this too, like how hard that type of like mindset is of like having to like have the weight of the whole world that you need to save the world from the apocalypse is, and like how terrible that is. That's been brought up a couple of times in different episodes where it's like we look at them as like, oh, they're heroes, they're saving the world, but we don't look deeply generally with our hero like characters about how that's really an awful thing for them to be in, and it's really not fair that they can't like have the quote unquote normal life.
Right.
So
they're always getting the brunt of everything. They're caught up in if it's not them, it was their dad. And
it's never ending. There's no relief. There's no break. We saw even when Sam tried to take a break, there wasn't a break. But yeah, it was a fun episode, and I like that it was like a throwback to Girl Interrupted.
I think I've seen that movie once.
Yeah, I saw the movie once, and I think I read the book once.
You look like you're having a
shot.
Yes.
For our listeners, I have one of those little like Korean like yogurt drinks, and it looks like I'm taking a shot of something.
It's like you're having a shot because you've had a long day.
I could not drink this as a shot. It is so sweet. I have to sip it. All right, should we go on to episode 12?
Yes.
That is Swamp Meat, and it takes place in I hope I'm saying this right. Housatonic, Massachusetts.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Massachusetts. So it could be pronounced any which way. Shout out to my Massachusetts people. So the summary is Gary, a teenage nerd, conjures up a body switching spell and changes bodies with Sam. Thrilled by his new handsome and built body, Gary, now Sam, investigates a case with Dean and takes advantage of his good looks and age by hitting on women and getting drunk. Meanwhile, Sam is stuck in Gary's teenage body, dealing with intrusive parents and high school. So we got like a Freaky Friday episode.
We do, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
The one person that stood out for me in this episode was Sarah Drew, and I remember her from a show with, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but the one who's like Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt.
Okay.
But she's probably mostly known for Grey's Anatomy as April.
Is she Nora?
Wait a second. I think April is the name of the other show. Lord have mercy. How do I remember one thing and not the other? Oh, no. Dr. April Kepner on Grey's Anatomy.
Is she Nora on this episode?
She plays, I'm so sorry. You said that earlier and I totally ignored it. She plays Nora, yes.
Okay. I just am like terrible with names of people.
I have not been saying the names as I should, but oh my goodness, Everwood. She starred in Everwood.
Oh, okay. That has Chris Pratt in it?
Yeah, that's I think his ever, at least I think.
Okay, I didn't know him until he was in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he was he was out on, it was a good show. It starred Treat Williams, Gregory Smith, Emily Van Camp, Deborah Mooney, John Beasley.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and Tom Amandes.
Now, was Trevor in anything? Because he didn't look familiar, but his voice sounded very familiar. But I think he might just have a similar voice to another actor.
There's not even a picture on his profile, so
okay.
I don't think so. But let's see. Maybe he's just not doing anything right now. He was in Caprica for 5 episodes, and I don't know. Everything's just been really one-off, so maybe it is a voice like someone.
Yeah,
else.
okay.
I don't recognize anybody else. I don't know about you.
No, I didn't really recognize anyone else.
I'm looking through quickly here just to see. I think a lot of people just on a lot of shows, and that's about it. Shows and TV movies.
I felt like this was like a filler episode. I don't know if you felt the same.
I thought this episode and the last episode were kind of filler episodes, but like I get how the last episode could be important because of Albuquerque, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good point. It might be a filler episode. We'll have to wait and see because I was so like just thrown that he mentioned Albuquerque and his connection to it that like I assumed that something was going to be related.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, I mean, we do get to meet their old babysitter, which is kind of cool because their babysitter is who brings them to town because like they have like a poltergeist and they're trying to figure out like why the poltergeist is tormenting the babysitter's daughter. Like she wrote something like murdered child on the girl's
stomach, which was creepy as fuck.
That's like, okay, you're pretty desperate of a poltergeist if you're doing that.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
So that was fun. And then it was kind of like, it was almost comical how long it took Dean to realize that it wasn't Sam. Like, how much does he have to be the opposite of Sam for Dean to be suspicious?
Yeah. And I thought it was hilarious, which also would have made me question had I been Dean when he was reversing in the car, when he, you know, and they just like crossed paths in front of the car and fake Sam apologizes and Dean is like, shut up. I had to rewind that because I thought it was so funny. I needed to see it again.
Yeah. Well, it's like so shocking, like that he asked Dean if he could drive Baby, and then like that wasn't suspicious, and then like for him to drive Baby in reverse and crash, I was like, dude, like, through your fucking phone.
Yeah, hilarious, love it.
It was a funny episode with the caveat of R.I.P. Trevor. Trevor gets massively killed.
Well,
because of his own arrogance.
Yeah.
But otherwise it was like a funny episode because it was a lot of like them just not being themselves. Although actually, as I'm saying that, there is another really serious thing that I wanted to bring up. What are your thoughts about Gary having sex with women in Sam's body? and this reminds me of the one Wonder Woman movie where the same thing happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Wonder Woman 1984, it's like 1980 something. There's a scene where her love interest, who is Chris Pine, enters the body of someone in the current time, and they have sex. And that really made me pause watching the movie and made me like not feel comfortable, because that person whose body it is cannot consent.
No, it's wrong.
And so it's the same thing when Gary is inside Sam's body. Sam is not able to consent for his body to be used in that way.
I mean, his consciousness is elsewhere.
But it still has the repercussions. It goes into like the severance conversation we were having.
Well, that's where I thought you were gonna go. I was gonna say, you know, when they're talking about their innies.
Yeah.
Well, what's her face? What she did was wrong. I like.
Are you talking of Severance?
Yes, I'm talking about Severance.
Helena?
Thank you, Helena. In watching this show, I didn't think about it in that way. Well, you're always like the one that is more what's the word? You're more open-minded, and you can like see these things right away, and then you bring it to me and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I totally like get it." Like I didn't see it that way because it was meant to be some type of funny episode. But yet this series, now that we've been watching it, they do things that are completely inappropriate. Like the boys say things that they really shouldn't be saying at times.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem out of the norm in knowing that, because this is what the writers think is like funny or whatever. And so I took it that way, but it is completely wrong to be using someone else's body for your own pleasure.
And I guess we're looking at it through the lens of 2025, where like that might not have even been out of like, I'm sure people have had that thought in 2010 when this was filmed, but it wasn't necessarily like something that people talked about in the mainstream. So it might not have even like come across anyone in the writer's room.
Yeah.
Or working on the show that it was like a consent issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think about Severance until like we just talked about it. Like I think that I equated it with the Wonder Woman movie because it was even more directly like it corresponded with like it's like another consciousness. Severance really is that too though. Like but like a completely different person being inside the body, where like Severance it's like a separate consciousness, but they're always in that body. Right. So it's not exactly the same, but it's the same kind of issue with like consent.
Yeah.
And like the Severance situation is a little bit murkier of a situation with consent because they are always there as well. Where like with the Wonder Woman movie and with this episode, it's like a one-off. Like they had their own body.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Pine's body is dead at that point, I think. I can't quite remember because I really couldn't get into those movies. Spoiler for Wonder Woman 1980, whatever. It's been out a few years.
I was going to say, I really don't remember seeing Wonder Woman. If I did, I only saw once. I saw it once.
Maybe you saw the first one.
I didn't even, I was about to say, was there one? Was there more than one? Because I don't remember
There's at least two.
Okay. Nope. Don't remember.
Yeah. You don't got time for that.
I guess I never did. I mean, I was 4 years old.
No, it came out just a couple of years ago.
Oh, I thought you said 1984.
That's the title of the movie.
Oh, you see, girl, I don't know what's going on.
It takes place in like 1980, whatever.
Everyone, now you know what's going on in my brain. Not.
You just are too busy to even be aware of it.
With Gal Gadot? Is that her last name? Gal Gadot. Okay.
That's reminding me of Everything's Trash.
Oh my gosh.
Where they had to fight over how do you say her name?
Yeah. I would have been a part of that discussion big time.
But
I can't believe I just like, you said 1984 and I was like, okay, because Wonder Woman was around in 1980.
Yeah. That's probably that might be when the original one came out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, with what's her face?
Linda Carter?
There you go.
Look at me knowing someone's name.
Great job, Heather. Better than me right now because I'm a hot mess.
But yeah, like I guess that's how, because the first movie is just Wonder Woman, and then this one is Wonder Woman 1980. I think it's 1984. I could look it up, but I care so little about the movie. But yeah, like anything else about this particular episode?
I did miss a character plays the little sister of what's his face. She starred in like Anger Management with Charlie Sheen. She did like a ton of episodes there, and she starred in The Middle. So, yep,
All right.
yep, that's it.
So I did know like a funny line in this episode was that Gary and Sam, he goes, Crystal, I would love to have the sex with you. So the fact that he said the sex was just really funny.
What was your reaction when you saw like those first few minutes? Did you remember the episode at all?
I didn't remember it at all.
So what was in your head? Because I was just like, what the fuck is going on with Sam?
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I guess we're gonna find out what's going on, but this is not like Sam-like behavior.
No, definitely not. Like obviously it's supernatural. You know something's going on.
Yeah.
But you just never know. Like maybe he drank too much and he was just acting like silly or something.
Yeah, I don't remember if I thought any particular other than I thought like this isn't right. I don't think that I had like a notion that like he body switched or that like it was like maybe like somebody just pretending they were Sam. I don't think that I thought too deeply into that.
I didn't think too deeply either. I didn't.
Did you catch that the motel front desk person, when Dean calls, described Sam as a squash?
Yes.
I was like, I feel like they're setting up for like
Moose.
Yep.
So. I agree.
And then the other thing I would just like to say that Elijah Pickett is a piece of shit. He's the murderer in this episode.
You said it's the stuff.
But yeah. Plus, I wrote this down and meant to look it up, but I wrote down that Willow's moss in the basement is a sign that it's, I guess Willow's moss supposedly grows over a witch's grave. And
that's right.
To look it up and be like, oh, is that an actual like supposed thing? But then I forgot.
Willow's moss. Oh, willow moss, which is right. Why is it? What Google is not cooperating with me?
I assume that Willow's moss is moss that grows like at the bottom and like around a willow tree. And I think that there is like things with willow trees and like witches.
It's just a supernatural thing. Like everything that seems to be popping up.
Oh, it's all supernatural. Okay.
Yeah.
But they do. That's one of the things I appreciate about this show is they do take a lot of things from like legends and myths, history and stuff. But yeah, that's all I had for episode 12. Do we go on to episode 13?
Yes. And I wanted to preface this whole entire thing first, and I'm 2 episodes in already with you, but this season is very emotional.
It is.
Because I cried, girl. I cried a little bit too much in this section that we're talking about of season 5.
Yeah. Well, and the last episode that we discussed, Supernatural 2, was a very, very emotional episode. But I imagine that you cried during this next episode, episode 13 as well.
Oh, yeah.
This takes place in Lawrence, Kansas, and the Prairie Court Motel. It is The Song Remains the Same, and the summary is the angels sent Anna back to kill John and Mary before they conceived Sam, knowing that if Sam was never born, then Lucifer won't be able to use him as his vessel. Castiel sends Sam and Dean back to 1978 so they can stop Anna, and the 2 brothers are reunited with their parents. Mary recognizes Dean as a hunter since he visited her in the past once before, but tries to keep the truth from John.
And this is starring, Misha Collins as Castiel again, Julie McNiven as Anna Milton, the return of Amy Gumnick as young Mary Winchester, and Matt Cohen as young John Winchester. And the person who plays Uriel, Matt Ward, he does not look familiar to me, but I figured he plays an important role. He was on The Bold Type for a lot of episodes. Remedy, Upload. Upload, isn't that a Prime show? Sounds familiar.
Yes, I actually really liked Upload.
He was on Upload as Byron, or he is. Did the show get canceled?
I'm assuming it got canceled because I think there were like seasons and then you didn't really hear anything about it. I think it's one of those COVID cancels.
Of course it is. It looks like it only ran like for 3 years.
Was it 3 seasons? I was gonna say I need to fact check
see.
whether it's 2 seasons or 3 seasons.
Let's see. It's 4 seasons. But
4 seasons. Hold up. Am I thinking of the right show?
And I think you are because there's no date for season 4. So, I mean, we're already in 2025, and the last episode premiered November 10th, 2023. So.
All right, yeah, this is a good show. I would recommend this. And it randomly has one of the Koch brothers in it, which is really funny. Not like the real person, but like as a character.
Well, according to the AI overview, Heather, Upload season 4 is confirmed and is expected to premiere sometime in 2025. Filming for the final season wrapped in late 2024.
Meanwhile, I got rid of my Prime, so.
Well,
my brain is canceled.
You will find it somewhere so you can wrap things up in a bow.
Yeah, I could probably get it from the library at some point.
There you go.
That's funny. I'm glad that it's like getting a chance to wrap up.
They probably did it on purpose.
Yeah. But yeah, like as we know, Uriel was like off. He was killed earlier. So this is like the younger version. This is the 1970s. So different actor.
A younger version, if you will. Because I guess Angel's age.
Yeah. Which is interesting. It makes no sense if we think about it.
Yeah. Yes. They could have just kept the same actor. Or brought back the actor. Or maybe he was pissed off he got killed off. I don't know.
Or, yeah, I mean, also it's a vessel. So maybe like something happened to that vessel, or maybe he was just temporarily. Okay. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually,
no,
because,
you're
like,
right. Yeah.
Maybe like the actor or maybe the vessel he's in right now is the younger version because he just temporarily came down.
Yeah.
That's probably it. So it's a younger version of the vessel. Okay. Yes. Sorry, folks. We just had to work that out in our brains.
It's late. We're allowed. We're allowed.
But yeah, this was like a really emotional episode. They tell John that they are cousins of Mary, but eventually they do tell Mary that they are her children. And it's like, this was a heavy episode.
It was. It really, really was. I can't okay, so it's on right now. Like Sam is telling John about his dad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like
having a whole conversation with his dad
about his
how he's sorry and he understands.
He forgives him.
John is like, because he's like a different version of John. He's the pre
he hasn't
trauma version.
He hasn't been hurt.
Yeah.
He hasn't been hurt.
He's the version of John that just cannot even conceive that you would raise your children in this lifestyle.
Sweet, innocent John.
But then there's a little bit of John in there because like there's that scene where Dean is like, oh no, you're just reminding me of my dad right now. When he gets like really cranky about them not telling him and then cuts his hand open so that he can like write the sigil.
Just being stubborn.
Yeah. And it also has like really like fun things like where like John's like, I will turn this car right around, and so it's like a very like stereotypical like dad on like a family trip in the car situation, where even one of them says something like about like, oh, this is an interesting like family trip or something.
It is. And it was.
But yeah, like this is super heavy for both Mary and for all 4 of them, because like John, he's finding out about the hunting world. He's finding out that his wife has been lying to him their entire relationship and all this shit. So he's trying to come to terms with that. Then Mary is finding out that she has 2 children and that it's Dean and Sam. And she's also like, it comes out that she's pregnant with Dean, where like the boys obviously didn't do the math on that one.
Yeah, they didn't.
So like she's realizing that like she has no recourse. Like there's nothing she can do to stop what's going to happen at this point. And then the boys are like basically telling her to break up with their dad so that they're never born. So they're like trying to eliminate their whole existence. And that's like wild.
And all I can think about throughout this whole entire thing is freaking Harry Potter.
Oh, it's so funny. I was thinking about Oh my gosh, what was it called? And before we started recording, we were updating each other on the stuff that we watched, and now I'm remembering that I watched this. It is a show called Body. It's a British show, and I don't want to give too much away.
Bodies. Bodies.
Let me double check that.
Okay.
But I would recommend this show. I totally missed it. Like, it came out in 2023, and the summary is 4 detectives living in different eras, the 1890, 1941, 2023, and 2053, find the body of the same murder victim in Whitechapel. They soon come to realize that their investigations have them central to a conspiracy spanning over 150 years. It is definitely like sci-fi, murder mystery, like police procedural type of show, all in one. But in it, there's like a whole thing about like, can you choose to eliminate your own existence? Like, I put it to like the scenario of, so there's this book I read called My Grandfather Would Have Shot Me. And did you watch Schindler's List?
Well, when it came out a long time ago.
Do you remember the guy that would sit on the balcony and he would shoot people from his balcony?
No.
Okay, there's a scene in Schindler's List.
Yes.
I can't remember that guy's name, but this book is written by his granddaughter, who she's adopted. So she ends up as an adult trying to look into like her birth parents and stuff like that. And her mother is German and ends up being the daughter of this Nazi. And her father is like a Nigerian immigrant that immigrates to Germany. And so that's why it's called My Grandfather Would Have Shot Me, because obviously he was a racist piece of shit. So I would equate it to like, if she was able to time travel back in time and kill her grandfather before he did any of that, would she do it? Because then she would cease to exist. So without giving away like anything in this miniseries called Bodies, it reminds me of that. And like, that's basically what Sam and Dean are coming. That's the scenario that they have. Like, can they stop the apocalypse? But then they would cease to exist. But instead of killing one of their parents, they're just breaking their parents up.
Would you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on the situation. Like, if it was something like the apocalypse or something that was that grand of a situation. So I would hope that if it was something so impactful in a negative way to the world, that I would be brave enough to do that.
You would.
But then also I get into this whole thing because so like Bodies actually made me think of like the scenario that people are always like, if you could go back and kill Hitler as a baby, would you kill Hitler? And like everyone is like, yes, of course I would. But then it makes me think of like, is Hitler the actual main catalyst of what happened, or was he just happened to be the person that was in power at the time? If you took him out of the equation, would there have been someone else that would have filled that role anyway? Mm-hmm. And so would killing him as a baby actually have stopped what was going to happen?
Yeah. It's like it was the world fated to have a world war. Yeah, I Heather, I completely agree with you on stuff like that. Like I've always thought that the being at the right place at the right time definitely means something. If I move an inch to the left or to the right, then maybe something wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So I believe in that stuff. So I completely get what you're saying.
It's so hard to know because you don't know what would happen because it didn't happen.
Well, look at what happened with the Winchesters.
She's bringing it back.
We were talking, I am. Well, no matter how often we've seen Supernatural and we're like, okay, why is this happening this way? Like, how is John now all of a sudden knowingly doing things that he shouldn't be doing, hunters, wives, whatever the word is? And it's because Dean was intervening, trying to change things so that they can all have a happy ending. And the end result is, no matter what he did, he was still dead.
Yeah.
Should I have not said that? I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I was just thinking like this kind of ties into the next episode, which I'm not sure if we're going to get to tonight. But like that whole like fate it to think for things to happen is touched on in the next episode that we'll get to probably next time. To bring it back to episode 13, they obviously don't. Anna doesn't succeed because Michael is like, bro, he fucking sets her on fire. Like, I'm assuming he killed her.
I assumed he killed her too. And dare I look again? Just the episode where she's finally like,
oh yeah, that's a good
gone.
Point.
Yeah, because
like he like sent Uriel back to heaven, but like he just like snapped his fingers basically, and Uriel like peaced out. Anna freaking like had flames coming out of her eyes and shit, and like sounded like she was in like severe pain. Like, did he send her to hell? Like, what happens to angels like that?
Well, yeah. Let me see. She is.
It wasn't even like when an angel gets stabbed and they have like the shadow. Like, he did some like crazy archangel, I'm motherfucking Michael, don't mess with me type of shit in like super calm John Winchester's body.
He really was like, I don't know, just
he's like terrifying.
Yeah, I was gonna say scary, but he's like so handsome that it's like
right.
Just what is it? The word juxtaposition or something?
Yeah, exactly.
I got distracted. I wanted to see if Julie or Anna, I should say, comes back again. Okay, here we go. Info. She returns in season 5. Nope, this is the last time we see her, so this is it. This is it.
So
again, killing off fantastic female characters is just their thing.
That's Supernatural thing.
And like, should we really, or should I should say, I'm not going to insert you into this, be upset about that, because the show is about the brothers, and there have been important male characters who have passed as well. Are we being too sensitive, you think, that they are killing off the female characters?
It's definitely disproportionate.
It is. It's a lot more. It's a lot more female.
I don't think we're overreacting. This show definitely does not pass the Bechdel test, even with these kick-ass female characters. But I mean, you have a point in that, like, ultimately, does anyone survive? Well, someone does survive. A main character does survive, kind of, sort of, without giving any spoilers, but not really.
Well, I mean, I just said something earlier. That's a major spoiler. I'm like, I couldn't remember if we're spoiling people or not.
I didn't even catch it.
Oh.
But, like, I mean, ultimately, like, this is a show that you can't expect that anyone is going to survive. You just hope that they end up in heaven, I guess.
Yeah.
And not hell. Kind of like The Good Place. Like, nobody's surviving in The Good Place. But it definitely does seem like a disproportionate amount of female characters. And they're just such great characters. And, like, they're characters that we get invested in. Where, like, when we see male characters get killed off, it's like they might just be, like, in, like, 1 to 3 type of episodes. So we're not, like, as fully invested in them, like Ellen and Joe, or even Bella. Like, I can't remember how many episodes Bella was in, but we were definitely, like, she was in enough that we were invested.
Yeah, there's that rapport that they have with the main characters. You just bring people in and then you just kill them off.
So yeah, we're going to see that a lot more. And like with Anna, we were introduced to her in human form, and then she became like an angel and like just kept coming back. And like, so yeah, like we feel for her.
Yeah.
Like we get what's going on with her. So yeah, I don't think we're unjustified at all in how we're feeling. And we're not alone, because it's been brought up at many of a con, like, where they're like, why do you keep killing off all these amazing characters? And we haven't even, well, I was going to say, we haven't even gotten to some of the main really painful ones, but Joe and Ellen were pretty fucking painful.
Yeah. To go like that.
Together.
Fireworks are going off like crazy right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Just an FYI.
We are recording this around the 4th of July. But not on the 4th of July, so take it down a notch, people.
They don't care. They want to celebrate.
People are like, I don't have to work.
My butt's going to bed. I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Knock on wood. Fitzy's going to wake you up. I'll be like, go see your father.
That's exactly what I did last week during the vacation.
The only other stuff that I necessarily had, well, there's a couple more things. So with Michael taking over John's body, Michael explains like that it's a bloodline, that like any of
Yes.
the Winchesters can be vessels because it's like
Yes.
a bloodline thing.
Yes.
Goes back to Cain and Abel. Foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no, not foreshadowing because we already know. Well, yeah, no, foreshadowing. Sorry, I'm confusing my seasoning. Don't mind me. We have some foreshadowing, people.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I thought that was like cool. And then also I was like cheering when Dean tells Michael to get therapy because like he's trying to like rationalize like him and Lucifer's beef with each other, and also bringing it back to Dean and Sam again because like he talks about like how much he loves his brother and he took care of him and he was like his like big brother and everything.
Yada yada yada.
Being like, you know, like you and Sammy, you took care of Sammy.
Always trying to bring that in to screw them over.
Yeah.
To Dean's point, you guys need to go see a therapist. It's not that serious.
We need an angel therapist.
Yes, that would be
I
a
forget.
great show.
It would be a great show. Eric Kripke. I forget exactly how it comes up. Well, it's because Mary is like, angels are fucking real because Mary doesn't know about angels because the boys didn't even know. And one of them, I think it was Dean, is like, angels are like demons, but more assholes or something like that.
I see. Yeah, I think he said
and
that.
I was like, that was funny. I do have one beef, and maybe you can explain this because maybe it's like I actually might be able to explain it myself. But Michael says to Dean, "You can't fight City Hall."
You can't fight City Hall?
Yeah, which is such
He
a
does
like
say that.
human specific type of saying, like reference, that I'm like, how is it that Cass is so obtuse about different references and stuff, but Michael can say something like that? Like, why is an angel saying something like that? Is it because he has like John's memories and stuff, and maybe that's something that John would say, or like, is Michael just more like aware of the human condition? I'm kind of thinking with Ghost how like Isaac was so self so like narcissistic that he didn't know that dinosaurs existed, and everyone was else, like all the other ghosts were like, dude, do you not pay attention to what's going on in the human world? Like there is a world outside of yourself. So is it like that situation? Like maybe Cass just isn't like, I can't be bothered with the human world, so he like doesn't have those like references like that Michael would have.
I found it odd. It seemed out of place that he said that. I think that maybe due to his level as an angel, he is an archangel after all, that his responsibilities are a little bit more different from Castiel's. So maybe Castiel hasn't exactly been given or wasn't given previously the opportunity to maybe be around more humans, or maybe he's around certain kind of humans. I'm that's the only thing that I can think of. But it's language that was completely off to me. I remember you said City Hall, and I just repeated that because I was like, yeah, that threw me off. Of course, I immediately forgot about it because the conversation continued.
I would be curious to know what Cass's backstory is, because you could be right. Like that could totally explain it. That Cass, whatever his position was within heaven, was that he just didn't interact with humans, and so he wouldn't have that context.
They seem to all have their roles. They know of each other and they have interacted with each other, and they know, like Uriel's an asshole or whatever, but.
And apparently Anna's his boss. I was like, go Anna.
She moved up real quick up the ladder.
She's like, I'm still your boss in 1978.
I think that it might be that, or it's just they screwed up in the writer's room.
I don't know. I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like your first thought might be the more accurate one, because I felt like that was a very deliberate phrase for them to use.
Yeah.
That I'd be surprised if they screwed it up.
But like, even for them to say that to someone like Dean is even far-fetching, because what does Dean even care about friggin' City Hall? Like they could have used another example that was a little bit closer to.
But that is like a phrase that people say about like this is like a futile fight. Like you can't fight City Hall.
That's the first time I heard it, girlfriend.
It might be like more old fashioned. Maybe it was more
like brass tacks,
70s and 80s.
Brass tacks.
Yeah, that's an old fashioned phrase. Or word.
There was this guy that I used to work with who used it all the time, and I would chuckle, but I had no idea what it was. I had to look it up. Do I remember what it is? No.
I'm assuming it has to do with like the tax that you had to pay on brass, but I don't know the meaning of the term. Like I've heard it.
No, I do. So yeah, maybe it is like you said. It's just a sign of the time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, he also says free will is an illusion.
Oh, brass tacks. TACKS is an informal term usually used in the phrase get down to brass tacks that refers to the most fundamental or essential aspects of a matter.
Okay.
Implies focusing on the practical details and realities rather than getting sidetracked by less important considerations. So that would be us.
I thought it was tax like TAX.
No, it's TACKS.
Oh my gosh, I feel like this is like where people don't know the difference between mute, like how people say that's mute,
oh, that's
like
a moot point
when they mean MOOT.
I didn't even know that it was spelled that way. So thank you. I got a lesson.
It's actually MOT, and I think it's like a legal word.
MOTT or MOOT?
MOOT or MOOT. So my
point.
Moot point.
Very, very good.
Yeah. So Michael kind of like is there to fix everything. He is to let Dean know, like your free will is an illusion, like everything is fated to happen, like you can't change it. And then he brings Sam back to life because Anna freaking stabbed him. And then he scrubs the memories of Mary and John, saying like this is what Mary wants, but then like Dean is like you can't do that because then they're not going to know that they have to like protect themselves from the yellow-eyed demon. And he's like, dude, it's all a fucking illusion, like it's gonna happen, like whether you want it to or not. Yeah,
Dean always trying to like get it to stop. He told her again in this episode, like don't go in the room. He's told her like 10 times.
Yeah, and every time no memory.
Yep.
He tells her the date 6 months after Sammy's born.
And the interesting thing is like there's no residual, like with the angel at the end, where she's like suddenly really into angels.
Yeah, she gets that angel for 25 cents that John is like, that's kind of cheesy. And then she's like, don't worry, baby. And Angel's looking after, like, over you.
Yeah.
They are, but not in a good way, Mary. Not in a good way. Poor John and Mary. They didn't stand a chance.
No, they didn't. They were destined. It was their bloodline.
Yeah. They're pawns and angels doing the task.
That's an interesting phrase to say now that I think about it, because we know that Mary's family has always been into the hunting, but not John's. So how is it really that bloodline? Winchester bloodline.
We're gonna bring up spoilers though, because we know the Winchester connection.
Oh, that's right.
But I don't like this season. We don't know. We just know there's something about their bloodline. But he says going back to Cain and Abel.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would assume by that means that they're descendants of Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel. Yes. That's what I'm. That's.
So aren't we all descendants of Cain and Abel? Aren't they the first people? Or well, no, that would be Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know my Bible stuff very well, people.
No, but I mean, you got me thinking though, because there has to be someone.
Of Cain and Abel.
Sorry, I would think so. But wouldn't at some point though down the line you can't go as far back as one particular, like literally every single person on this planet is gonna go back to Cain and Abel? I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah, because they're going way back there. I mean, look at like Charlemagne, like the king in France. Like so many people can trace their descendants from Charlemagne, hundreds of thousands of.
And that's as far as it could go, right? So, and there's been people around since before then, so there has to be some.
But you know what? This is a thing because I am blanking on examples, but I know that there have been other either TV shows and movies or books that have like the whole bloodline thing, but it's usually like their bloodline is from Jesus. And this is getting into I forget what it's called. It's getting into the books that were not officially approved to be in the Bible, like the book of Mary Magdalene and stuff like that. They have a term. I'm just basing this off of memory right now. I have no research, so I can't remember what they're called. But there's this whole set of other books that were written by different disciples that were never approved because they didn't fit into the church's scheme of things. And so there's like these books and like shows or movies and stuff that like they had this whole basis off of some of those books that would imply that Jesus had a child, and that there is like a bloodline thing where then it's like current day, and it turns out that somebody is of vital importance to the storyline because they are the bloodline descendant of Jesus. So like this is yet another example of something like that, except they're using cable as the bloodline instead.
Right. They're taking it way back.
And it would be the same situation with Jesus, like where it's like that person is so far in the past that there would have to be so many people that are part of that bloodline.
Right.
So yeah, it's going to drive me nuts that I can't remember what those other books are called.
Enoch, Enoch.
What is it?
The Book of Enoch?
Well, that might be one of them. It's a whole series of books.
I think I have the Book of Enoch somewhere in my storage, unit. Trying my hardest to not look it up. That's the only one that could come up.
Oh, Gnostic.
Yeah.
That's the term I'm looking for.
Gnostic.
So, like,
Gospel.
there's a whole group of them. Let me see if I can see how many.
Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Mary.
Yeah, and then Philip, Judas, Peter, Truth.
I still haven't finished The Chosen. I think it's in its last season. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to watch it because it moved off of Paramount or wherever it was. Maybe it will go back.
It's on Prime now.
Or maybe I can get it from the library. Because I do like historical, like I do like stuff about Jesus. There's a really good book I read called Zealot by, what is his name? Hold on. I have another book of his, Reza Hassan.
Reza Hassan.
Yeah. He has his PhD in comparative religion, and so he wrote a book called Zealot, which is a historical perspective, like look on the life of Jesus. That was really
okay.
But yeah, do you have anything else for this episode? They end up getting zapped home by Michael. Cass is like just along for the ride. Like dude like nearly kills himself taking them back in time. So he is just chilling in a hotel the whole time, or a motel.
Trying to get his energy back.
And then somehow makes it back later. And they're like, dude, you made it back alive. Yay.
Oh, poor Castiel.
Yeah. But anyway.
He just blends in so easily with them.
Yeah. Anything else for this episode or any of the others that we might have missed?
Nothing else.
Well, I guess we will stop it here for tonight, and we will start back up next time with episode 14, which is My Bloody Valentine. And yeah, in the meantime, let us know on Instagram what you think of these 3 episodes and how you are enjoying season 5 so far. Our Instagram handle is at GABbin Podcast, or if you're not on Instagram, you email us, and our email address is gabbinpodcast@gmail.com. And thanks for listening to GABbin. Go check us out on Instagram, like and follow us. Check out our other episodes. We are on all the major platforms where you can find your podcast. Feel free to buy us a coffee.
Please do. We need it.
Talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to GABbin.
GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin.